the world with no regret, and that's all profit.
I did it again on the hater, man. I don't think they were ready for this one.
They gave y'all the blueprint, man. Just get up and go get your bag. That's how you gotta do it. All hustle, no love. You gotta work for this one.
What's up, traders? It's your boy Ace Boogie coming to you live and direct. I got a quick trade recap on a couple of tickers today. First one I want to go over is DSGT. Here's the intraday chart. In a nutshell, this is what I did. I chased the entry, not too excited about this, but it still worked out in the long run. Made about 9% from end to end, and took some safe profits during this unforeseen market times. So here's the big picture right here. It's making a nice first green day. And it's a former runner in the past. You see, it went from the low 11 cents all the way up to 35 cents in these 3 days right here. Had another big first green day with a gap up push the next day, and had a couple of first green days that had decent continuations the following day. So I was thinking that it'll follow trend and do the same thing. However, what made me get out was the resistance. Um, it was still kind of trading illiquid. Let me go back to this chart real quick. Even though it's a first green day and there's a volume breakout, the volume's still under 30 million shares. I would like to get the volume back up between 30 and 50 million shares before you see that nice continuation. Um, and it wasn't right until the end of the day where it even pushed over 15 million shares. So I think it was still kind of on the light side of volume, just looking at all of the resistance from the past. It's coming from a long ways to where it's at right now. So it's going to take a lot of volume like this right here to get it pushing back in the upward direction. But just looking back at the intraday chart, I wish I would have had a more disciplined entry. The VWAP dip buy would have been a perfect entry to this play. Stock put in the top right here, sold off right near the VWAP line, a little bit under, found support around this 18-cent area, and basically rebounded and pushed almost back to the highs within the next 40 minutes or so. Held support midday and continued. Another good entry if you were maybe considering holding this overnight would have been the high day breakout, right here around 2 o'clock. It broke out over these highs from this morning and it pushed up another, 5-6%. But it got toppy at the end of the day. Couldn't hold 23 cents, so we're struggling at 22 cents at one point in time. I did like the fact that it was making higher lows, but I didn't like the fact that once it got close to these areas up here, it was like dump city. So what I ended up doing, you can see it better on the 1 minute chart if it ever pulls up. There it goes. Yeah, so what I ended up doing is when I saw it double top right here, came down, curled back up, and basically had a wall at 23 cents. I went ahead and just took it off at the bid for 9%. Just playing this safe. It may gap up tomorrow, it may continue, but I'd rather just take the profits I have right here and try to focus on more disciplined trades, especially since I kind of chase this entry. It doesn't look that bad on the 1 minute chart because I waited for it to tap out and then come back down. It could have very well broke back out, to new highs there, but it didn't do it, and this would have been the more ideal entry, or any lower high, or any higher low. So that was that one. The SGT still trading first green days, primarily from now to the end of the year. This was a decent first green day with volume. All right, the next ticker is something I traded a couple of days ago. I never got a chance to go over it just because stuff got in the way. But let's see if it shows it. There it is. All right, ACB. ACB was a hot stock, the last few days. Went from basically $5 to $16 before reverse, and I actually called this. I said, between 14 and 16 would be the top. Just looking at the longer term chart. So here's where it topped out before, right here, and that's 16. So I actually told my people in chat that it'll probably top out around there. But I just traded the first green day, and I was real ultra conservative with it. I probably should have held longer just due to the volume was, off the chain. And in hindsight, I see that volume tells the tale, and the volume breakout over this last run that brought it to 20, that should have told me that it was definitely going to push it, threefold. It'd be a triple. So here's what I did. Let me see if I can find it. Power of after hour and pre-market trading. So I traded this after hours and pre-market only. I never traded this during market hours. And it doesn't look like much, but this day it was starting to go green on this day right here. It was a green day already. It put in the top, sold off heavily, and rebound midday, or rebound at the market open, and kind of trended all the way up until the afternoon, and ended up closing. But I was waiting. My entry was the break of 625, this $0.25 level. So it kept topping out 620, topped out right here again, 619, topped out again right here, 625, couldn't break it. Then finally, right at the end of the day, it crossed over 630 or 625, but I kind of missed it. And after hours, it definitely crossed through that $0.25 level and almost went to 650. I think it was like 648, 645. And then kind of dumped back down to support. But at that point, I was already in, and I figured that, hey, if it cracked it, it can crack it again once the buyers build back up. That's what it did. It kind of inched back up, grinded back up, and cracked over 625 again. And the next morning, it had a big spike up, gapped up, and I was playing this real conservative. I didn't know where it was going to reverse, and I didn't know, how favorable the news was going to be, because the news and the catalyst was basically the election. The fact that, the Biden camp plans on, decriminalizing marijuana in the United States. So that pushed all the marijuana stocks up, and once the sector leaders like ACB and Tilray got going, a lot of the other stocks followed suit. But I ended up, booking about $1 share profits on this. Let's see what exactly it was. Got in 636, I think, and I got out 738. So I booked 16% on that. And as you can see, I sold way too soon. Even though, right here it looks like it was a good sell because it dumped right after the 7 o'clock buyers started coming in. It went completely parabolic. You can see it went all the way up to 1218, came back, consolidated, sold off a bit, and then the shorts got overzealous once again. Ended up gapping up and pushing to 16 before selling off. The 16 was like really fast. This was just like a morning push in the pre-market, but nonetheless, it still gapped up and it had a nice little push. So ACB was a nice winner for a lot of people, and it's been a nice short for a lot of people playing the back side of this move. But other than ACB, let me just pull up the daily chart again. Other than ACB and DSGT, haven't really been trading anything. Been kind of busy. So, got any questions? Hit me up in chat. Ace Boogie 2488, and I'm out.
Harder than the next man. That's how I got it. Demanded all of my respect, man. That's how I got it. Make sure I keep the check coming in. That's how I got it. I flip the word with no regret, and that's all.